In this episode, we traveled from Puerto Rico to the island of Culebra. We would be traveling upwind, so we allotted to make 3 stops across the south coast of Puerto Rico. Our first stop was at Gilligan's Island. It's a cute anchorage to get out of the east winds for a night. The next day, we continued on to Salinas. We are Rob and Michelle, and this is our 2001 ML Super Marimu. Her name is Luna. Come along with us as we sail to new places. We arrived in Salinas after having 7 hours of grueling upwind motoring. It was so nice to enter inside the bay where it opened up into a huge open area, a lot bigger than we expected. The surrounding mountains and mangroves are so beautiful, and if you look close at the water, you may catch a glimpse of a nose and a tail of one of the manatees. On the next day, we got the dinghy in the water and went over to the local marina and tied up here to the dinghy dock. Every place we stop, we like to go to the local grocery store. Here in Salinas, that involved a walk 2 miles one way and uphill. Oh no, luckily for us, not uphill. Go. Hey honey, how you doing?
My back hurts. 3.5 mile walk to the store. Don't have a car and they don't have cabs and there's no Uber. So got to get a few supplies. So that's not why my back hurts.
So we got bread, some
seasoning,
chips, my Pringles.
chips, got a bottle of rum, more rum.
Okay, 2 bottles. 3?
Did I say this backpack was heavy? More seasoning packets. Oh look, and another bottle.
And another bottle.
I don't think I could have handled 5.
That might have done you over.
Yeah, that would have done me over. That'll last me for a few days anyway.
Yeah, a few days.
Okay. Maybe 2 weeks.
Okay, I'm ready. We left Salinas and went 19 miles east to our next stop of Puerto Patillas. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so if I did do it wrong, I apologize. We ended up motoring 3.5 hours, but at least the seas were quite a bit calmer. We walked to a cute little beachfront area. Inside the quad, there was this really cool horse racing game.
So the one closest to the dotted line is the winner. So right here, number 1 is the winner so far. Yeah, it looks like number 1, maybe 12.
Maybe 12?
Yeah, looks like number 1.
Number 1. and had lunch at the only place we saw. Wouldn't recommend the chicken tenders, but they made a killer margarita. We walked back to the dinghy where we met Buzz and his wife. They are actually former cruisers themselves. They invited us over to their dock to watch the sunset, share stories, and some laughs. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning. Where did a wave anchor?
Okay. After a very rolling night, the following morning we raised the anchor and headed off to Culebra. 50 miles to go and we'll finally be there.
Just leaving out of little anchorage over here at town. Pauline's Fish, I'll fix the name. Next stop will be Culebra. Some little light winds today. Morning, right about 7 o'clock now. We've got the anchor up at 6:30. That's early. Especially when I didn't sleep very well. We should have went in a little closer to shore to get away from the sea swell, but it's overnight though. Just kind of rocked quite a bit. Not horribly bad, but definitely would make it difficult to sleep.
This is the eastern side of Puerto Rico. And over here on the right is the island of Vieques. Culebra is a small island located 17 miles east of Puerto Rico and 12 miles west of St. Thomas. It is part of the Spanish Virgin Islands along with the island of Vieques. Culebra itself is 7 miles long, 3.5 miles wide, with a population of little over 1,300 people. It has quite a unique history. In 1901, it was ceded to the U.S. by Spain. With the start of World War II, Culebra then became a bombing practice site. It is said there are still live ammunition found around the island. In 1975, the people of Culebra compelled the U.S. to cease military operations and return the island to the people. The island then became part of the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. We hopped in the dinghy and was ready to explore. As we dinghied ashore, the only dock we saw was this one big one that we saw a few dinghies tied up to, and we figured this must be where we're supposed to stop at. Of course, one of the first places we had to walk to was to the local bakery for breakfast. If you arrive to the island via the ferry, one of the first things you see is Hector el Protector. His job is to protect the island from visitors with bad intentions towards the nature of the island. Unfortunately, Hector didn't fare very well during Hurricane Maria and was destroyed. The only downside about this anchorage is Be right by the airstrip. This tall ship was built in Poland in 1992, and she is 181 foot long. It is so awesome to see her out here.
I've been looking for these in Florida. Oh, from Islander, how is it? Got 8 bags. I think I'm gonna buy them all.
The best way to check out an island is to either rent a car or, in our case, a golf cart.
There's St. Thomas Island, way up there in the distance. We'll be leaving for there tomorrow.
We arrived at the museum at 10:30 in the morning. They're scheduled to open at 10. I guess this is another case of island time.
Going golfing.
Where's your clubs?
We still have to sell for bar hopping. Beach hopping today. That's what we're doing.
Slow down. The first beach we went to is Zoni Beach. It is an active sea turtle breeding ground, thus the beach closes at sunset and reopens at sunrise. The Culebra Museum is small but packed with loads of information. The U.S. Navy built it in 1905 and used it as their ammunitions warehouse. The Flamenco Beach is one of the most popular tourist attractions on the island. It is the public beach. I think it cost Rob and I $7 for us and the golf cart to get inside. This area here had a dozen buildings that sold all sorts of food and had snorkeling equipment to rent. And this crazy rooster trying to steal food from this cat.
Eating chicken to the chicken. That's just not right.
This is a very popular beach. I think I've seen more people here than I have on the entire island. There are so many people on this beach, and you will see a conga line of them going up the beach. If you follow them, you'll come across two iconic Sherman tanks that have been graffitied over and are tourist attractions themselves. Take a picture and post it on your Facebook.
Giving you a show.
Jesus Christ. Sure, this golf cart's going to give me a heart attack. Fixer-upper.
Huh?
Fixer-upper? The beach at Punta Salado is very secluded and takes a lot of work to get there. We definitely gave our golf cart a workout. It's very beautiful scenery. The sad part was walking on all the dead coral on the beach. These pieces here are all dead coral.
Oh, you see St. Thomas again. Way over there in distance. It's like 24 miles. They say you can see St. Croix out there. I can barely make it out. That's 44 miles straight that direction, but you see it, no doubt.
Hey, little picnic area. Hey.
Got any money?
No, I'm broke. Guess we should probably check out our gas.
Oh, yeah.
That is about it. It was time for us to leave Culebra and move on to the next island. But we wanted to stop at the dinghy dock one last time. Oh, this makes you why we're coming over too early.
Oh, coming out too early.
Time to remove the snubber, raise the anchor, and head out of the harbor to our next adventure. Thank you for being with us as we explored Culebra. Join us on our next video where we go to St. Thomas, pick up our first guest on the boat, and sail to the BVI's. Don't forget to hit subscribe and see where our adventures take us.